All right. Let's see, is YouTube still being shitty? No, look, it's up now. That's pretty annoying. All right. Sorry about that. Technical difficulty. YouTube has been problematic lately as far as streaming goes. So, yeah, here we go. All right. Piece of shit, YouTube. All right. It's good. It's good. It looks good. All right. Sorry about that. Kind of wonky today. It's a late start, but just kind of going over some work I did on Calypso the last couple of days. As you remember, last stream I was putting together the new helicopter nav for Calypso. Yesterday I went through every single level in the game, vetting all the removable assets that you could remove from the map to build a base. And I did a little more vetting of that this morning because I wasn't sure about certain areas. I needed to zoom in a little more and look at it, especially this area, because I remember there being some assets around here that were a bit problematic and weren't removable. Okay, yeah, my mic is on, right? Let's see. That's another thing. Okay, yeah, it's on. Excellent. And took the time to do that. Like I said, game development first, streaming second. So I pop in to kind of give folks an update as to what is going on my end of the project. So here we are. Anyhow, the new helicopter mesh for Calypso is in place. Been making tweaks here and there and just kind of testing it. Compared to the other mesh, it was doing okay, but let's jump into it. Actually, fuck, I wanted to show you a kind of a comparison as to the previous setup compared to what I had to do for this one. Because, as I was complaining in the last stream, this isn't the best approach for the helicopter mesh. It's what we have right now. It's what I have to work with. But damn it, is it time consuming? I mean, mostly on this map because it is one of our biggest and most complicated terrains in the game. As far as like even San Francisco, it was a lot easier than this. All the other levels were fairly simple, but if it's one thing I learned is a level design limitation that I'm going to have to adopt if we can't come up with a better way to execute the helicopter navigation. Because right now it's very limited to how we can build these levels. Now, Calypso has a ton of verticality. Like there are very somewhat tall hills. I can't say they're like super tall. They used to be a lot taller. Let me escape from this real quick. And I cut them down by about 50%. But even though they were cut down substantially, there's still a lot of elevation change that makes it difficult to build the helicopter navigation. And going forward, if we can't find out we can't find out a better method for creating the navigation mesh for the helicopters, the verticalities in levels is going to be very limited. Like I'm talking to maybe like about at most maybe like this height or up to like half of this one, or maybe just up to this height right here. Going higher than that is gonna be kind of insane, or at least leave more room between really high peaks to allow for better refinement of the mesh. Because let me bring this bad boy up right now. I mean, you saw it the other day when I was modeling it. This is it right now. All right. Now if I go to edit, geometry, Polygroup edit there. You can see the topology. That's what I had to do to refine the mesh so that it's more consistently separated from the actual terrain. And even then, there are going to be problem areas I can see that I've been trying to tweak. And I don't know how it's going to go. Like, let's turn on the nav mesh right now real quick. And you can see, you know, at least helicopters should be able to avoid areas like this. But throughout the map, it looks, except for like this part right here. Let's get under here. Yeah, there's a big, steep elevation right there that isn't going to cut it. But, I mean, these are in sections of the map where the helicopter should go around, but that's going to be a problem. I still need to tweak that. And that's the thing that's wrong with this method, is I've been going around trying to get rid of these, like, weird areas, and it's fucking horrible, man. It's not the ideal method for doing this. What we need is something similar to how I'm doing the borders, where we use like either the mesh's collision or something that generates a volume on it that keeps it fairly thin and close to the mesh so that it doesn't intersect too much with things underneath it. Like even here you can see, like, look at these meshes, man, or these volumes. Let's go all the way down to the bottom and select all of them. This is the mess that I had to put together to get the nav mesh to draw on this. And on the really steep parts, it seems to be having problems generating nav, which is just not something we want. So even when I come in here, hopefully I don't have to move too many of these volumes around after adjusting the angle on some of these polygons so that the nav mesh builds. You know, there's still a few areas left. I mean, this here isn't so bad. I mean, it's just kind of clipping through, but the nav mesh is there. It's just these really steep angles here, like this one. That one's still left, so I'm going to have to adjust that. This one here, which can be problematic, but you get the idea. I mean, and every time, depending on how well covered they are by the volumes, I'm going to have to make some, like, really time-consuming adjustments. So I got to go in here, tweak the mesh, and then tweak the stupid volumes enveloping them to be able to cover that area. Although I think from what I'm looking at, these spots that are left are mostly just angles. It's the angle. It looks like it's covered by the volume fairly well. And I just need to adjust the angles on these polygons, and it should be good to go. But I don't want to rebuild nav again. I left the nav rebuilding. Is why I started the stream late, because, you know, I wanted to go take a shower, grab a bite real quick, take a short break while I'm letting the nav rebuild, because it takes at least a half hour to 45 minutes on this map, and it's just nuts. But yeah, that's what I had to do to get this set up, and this isn't fun. It's time consuming, and when you make adjustments, it's like a chain reaction. I have to make adjustments on every one of these volumes, and it's madness. But let's give it a shot. Let's try it out. Flood the helicopters around some more, see how it's looking. I see the problem spots where I need to change the angle on the polygons. For the most part, it's almost perfect, but I've yet to, like, fly units around and test them. So far, I've just been adjusting and looking at parts where the nav is leaving holes. But let's see. Let's turn this off and hit play and see what happens. What are you doing, Unreal? Come on. All right. But man, the last 3 days have been pretty jam-packed. And with the Steam Summer Sale going now, hopefully the game performs well. And that was the whole point of doing all this work, is to get it ready. Get things working to the best of my ability, and hopefully nothing breaks, but you know, this is game design. And if there's one thing people are really good at doing, is just finding ways to break a game. But let's let this thing wind up. We'll run some helicopters around the map. And here we go. Alright, let's F11, hill infection. Oh, dude, did I put in the wrong one? Or did I misspell it? Okay, here it goes. For a second there, I thought it wasn't going to work. But you know what? Let's load them up. Let's take these guys for a ride. Oh, one more thing. Slow mo. Speed this up. And away we go. Okay, so
Heading to LZ.
they're moving fairly well so far. Now let's see how it works over terrain.
Heading to LZ.
At least this time it's not flying too high up.
Heading to LZ.
But you can see where the helicopters change elevation.
Heading
You know,
to
before they were maintaining a pretty high altitude
Heading to LZ.
in areas where they should have come down lower.
Heading to LZ.
Now, the bad
Heading
thing
to
about
LZ.
this is
Heading
that the
to
fuel's
LZ.
going to run out a lot faster. See, like right here, they hover a lot lower than they used to, and then they go down to the beach
Heading to
area.
LZ.
And they all maintain
Heading to LZ.
an average height between 4,000 and 5,000 units, which is exactly what we want.
Heading to LZ.
If you see the helicopters explode,
Heading to
it's
LZ.
because they ran out of fuel.
Heading
So
to LZ.
far, they're maintaining a good distance from the surface.
Heading to LZ. Heading to LZ.
Run them into these areas. See, it's like this area right here where it really starts to get funky. And there they go. Okay. So right here is where I have the mesh lower than it should be, and this is yellow nav either way. So they really shouldn't be going into that area, should they? Yeah, I don't know why they're still wandering in that. It's gonna be a struggle there with that, as far as aligning it properly. Because if I want them to fly over this, I'm gonna have to raise this, which means everything in that area is gonna have to be moved as well. And those are the biggest problem areas I can see right now. Unless, you know, another thing I can do is just delete this, lower the volume, don't make this hill so big. I mean, it's unnecessarily big. So maybe that's a design decision I'm gonna have to make, is just getting rid of these rock formations, lowering the roof here, or at least bringing it beneath the rooftop, or the canopy. Let's call it the canopy. Same with this, you know, we have nav mesh here intersecting this cliffside. Does it really need to be that tall? Not really. You know, so maybe that's an edit I need to make. Could cut back on that fuckery. And then, of course, you know, there's some of these volumes that will also end up being lowered because these areas are being lowered. You know, we won't need these things to come up over the canopy like they are right now. But, ugh. Yeah, it's been a pain. It's, you know, the thing is I got it done, you know. The fuckery involved with putting together the nav mesh for the helicopters is not ideal, but I got it done and now it's just making adjustments. So that's where I'm at right now. And hopefully this setup works a lot better for Calypso and we don't have too many instances of players not being able to hit targets on the ground. And there shouldn't be. Because like I said, I had the altitude guides in place on the different elevations, which were pretty much I think the highest altitude was like 5,000 units. Yeah. So they're going to be between 4,000 and 5,000 from the ground floor. And they should be able to reach units that way. So definitely an improvement. Now it's just adjusting things and it's just a pain. And not the funnest thing to put together. But let's see here. Let's bring the mesh back in and make the adjustments to those spots. So here we go. Let's select the plane, go Shift 5 to enter modeling mode, go to polygroup edit. What I want to do is yeah, that's a problem. Why is it so broken up like that though? I mean, it's the same kind of slope, so what is causing that? Is it the rocks underneath, maybe? Is it a volume? Could it be this rock? I mean, chances are it could be. So let's dip out of that. Select this. I mean, it totally could be contributing to that because of the way that these rocks have been affecting nav on the ground floor. Same here. Big nav holes. About there. Is that? No, that's just a clip. You know, in some instances, it's like I can tell with that hard border, it's a hole in the nav. But when it's something like this, it's more the surface clipping through. You know, the nav is still there. And then, of course, sometimes we have these stupid tears that happen. Of course, units are still able to pass through there. It's just annoying. And then this, what the hell is this? That's the light. Yeah, that's... Ooh, that is not good. Maybe I can remedy that by moving this in some. And hopefully, no, I don't think it's going to cut it. It's, well, right there, it's right on top of it. So maybe putting it like right there might help. Let's put it back. You know what, let's edit the mesh. I mean, because this can just move back. Although the only problem with that is what if it becomes too steep and it just isn't going to happen, you know? Let's go over here. Now this one looks like it could be too steep. And I might benefit from actually pulling this back, smoothing out that slope a little more. So maybe taking that edge, coming back a little bit. Let's bring it back a little more to smooth it out. I think I should have enough clearance there so that they can clear that cliff. Yeah, plenty. Let's do some more. See where else. This is another problem area. Can I pull this back? You see, we're getting this shit from the cliffs now with the volumes. These could probably come down some. Let's pull this back, see where it ends up. Should be good, no? Maybe this one can be, whoops, pulled back a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't penetrate too much into the cliff side. Nah, I've got enough clearance there. This one looks like a hole. Yep, definitely is. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's that bad, really. But I mean, if that's what I need to do, let's do it. Let's bring this back some, make sure I've got clearance. These volumes here could probably come down a little bit. This one's problematic too. Although I think this one's pretty, nah, it's got enough room. Let's drag it back a little bit. I think that should do it. I mean, this is the only annoying part of doing this. This one looks fine. I don't know why it's tripping. I don't have a whole lot of clearance here, I think, though. Well, it looks like I do have enough clearance. Okay. Why the hell did I make it so steep then? That should be able to build it right there. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the last few hours. Just making adjustments where this stuff is being a bit funky. And rebuilding nav and looking at it again to see where I can make adjustments. This one, yeah, please don't tell me it fucked everything up. I hate it because I hate the modeling in this fucking engine sometimes. Okay, no, it didn't fuck up my edits. Good. It's because I saved it and it exited. And if you exit it without accepting sometimes, everything's lost. So I'm glad that the save command actually saves the changes and exits modeling mode. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this one. This one's actually pretty danger close. Maybe I should pull it over this way. Smooth out that slope a bit. And yeah, it still has quite a good amount of clearance for the chopper there. It can't, it's coming too close though, man. Yeah, I did fuck that up actually. That's why. That's why it looks weird. Okay, that's better. That's better. This one also looks, well, it's building, so I can't say it's too steep. But maybe smooth it out a little bit just to be safe. Yeah, and then I have to come back around and adjust the volumes They're not looking good. I think, wait, this one's a bit funky too. Yep. So this one will need adjustment. Let's check to make sure I've got enough clearance. Yes. All right. Okay, this one is tripping balls right here, but let's check back here. Yep, definitely a hole. Let's grab that. Yeah, that's... How is that steep? How is that too steep for the fucking nav to build? Oh my god, I hate Unreal sometimes. Like, this... it looks almost like the same slope, but I mean, I guess, whatever. That'll smooth it out a little more. Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that song right now. Back nard. Alright. I think that's all those problem areas with the slopes. Yeah. Wait up, this one. That's more of a volume thing, so I might end up lowering that. Let's see, where we look. What are we looking at here? Yeah, that could be lower. Same here. I can actually bring that in a little bit. But for these, I'm gonna have to cut down this fucking rock formation here. It's unnecessarily tall. This one too, along with the volumes that correspond with it. Because this is, yeah, nah, it's not ideal. Now the good thing is the rocks are set to push units off. If they try to deploy units on top of the rocks, they shouldn't be stuck. They shouldn't get stuck. They should just kind of get pushed off. And the yellow nav is supposed to cause units to avoid it, but we'll see how that works in the long run. But all right. That's enough of editing for the mesh. Turn that off. Now let's look into these rocks here. Actually turn the nav back on. Yeah, this one can definitely go. Get rid of it. So I get a better look at this. This one can go too, man. It's too much. This one as well. It's actually a good chunk of that face. And it's well below the canopy, but I also want to dial back the volumes in that area. Let's turn this off real quick. This is the current volume that's there. Oh, there's plenty of padding down there. Let's see where we're at. Okay, that's a little better. It's just this that's become a problem right now. Right? Now this bad boy over here. Of course, I'm still gonna have to go in here and cover some of this up because I don't want people deploying units up here. That's a no-go zone. This one's going. This one's gonna go. That one. And let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of it. So right now this and this can be lower. I mean, I could just go as far as just cutting it down to like right here. The only thing is again, it's like a section of the map I don't want units to get into. Either way, it's well under the canopy. The only problem is the volumes that are enveloping those rock formations. This one is also an issue, so gonna have to modify that substantially. This, I mean, we don't really need this. Let's get rid of it. So now when I turn this back on, excellent. Even this one right here, it's danger close to a flight path. Is it really necessary to have it that high? Maybe like that low would work. And then I can fill this in with smaller rocks. And then we're good. I mean, mostly good. What's this? What's this? What's this? That stupid ass rock again. I hate that one. Let's scale this bad boy down some. For this, I need to be in landscape mode. So for this area, like I'll scale this down and just fill this in right here so that units can't step up onto this area. Shit, was that for me? No. Okay. Pretty sure in the next few days I might get bug reports. Who knows? It's got a few this week, but overall it's been pretty quiet. And I've been working my ass off to diminish the instances of bug reports. Because, yeah, I want them to stop. And the only way to get them to stop is to get the fucking work done, right? It's kind of like our football coach used to tell us, if you want the other team to stop scoring, stop them. Because that's what the fucking defense is supposed to be doing. Which is why I never understood why we have these like coaches who complain about teams running up the score. It's like, you think we practice all week and train hard to come here and sandbag our performance for you? Like, that's not the way this works, man. I kind of carry that same thing over to game development. It's like, do your best to make a good game so that, I mean, there's always going to be people that talk shit either way, the same way, but at least make the effort. Let's get back up to the nav mesh. And alright, somewhat of an improvement. I mean, still getting this annoying volume coming up over these rocks. So that really just means cut it down some more, bro. It is unnecessarily tall. It doesn't need to be that way. But once I've modified that, I think I'm going to be in a good place. Like, see this volume here could come down lower. Seriously, man. All I wanted was a Pepsi. See, lowering this is definitely going to prevent... Nope. I mean, it could get cut down even further. It wouldn't hurt. And really, what I want... What I really want is just these volumes enveloping the lower part, the base. Up here is not too much of an issue because these rocks are nav null. So nothing should be able to get on that. At least that's the way it should work. According to Unreal's documentation, but who the fuck even knows at that point? I could also spread this out a little more, maybe. It's already out pretty far, man. I mean, even for this area, it'll still be in range, so it's not even like... It's not that bad of an edit. These over here are going to be a real pain in the ass. This one, let's see, I should be able to lower that more, no? Do it. Yeah, do it. Lower it. Yeah, this one can go lower. Am I kidding? And that's about it. Oh, wait, you know what? This might be able to come in some... No. Unless... I could move this one in and have a different volume for this lower part. Unless this one still covers that cliffside? No. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go to top view. Wait a minute here. Oh shit, lost the page. I'll find it later. So I could bring this in over this way so it wraps around this way maybe. And then have a different volume lower down here. So I'm gonna go into volumes, copy that one out, edit volumes. Ugh, I hate this so much. I adjusted the clip range and it doesn't want to play nice, man. I think that'll be good right there. And then we'll take this extra one that I took from there. Hold on a second. Let's put it there for now. See where it winds up. Okay, that's better. Still have one here sticking out, which could be lowered some. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's only so much I can do with that. I mean, I could edit the top part of this to sort of slant in, or drag this out some, but that's just going to make that slope steeper, and I don't want that. This one can be lower too. Okay, let's lower. Slightly lower. Okay. I just want to cut back on the interference with the nav mesh above. Now this is one thing I wish they had, like linking a volume to a certain surface that you want to build nav on would be fucking great. I mean, I don't know, maybe it does exist and my dumbass just hasn't discovered it yet. You know, I wish there was a way to take these volumes and just directly link them to this surface, this mesh, so that these volumes only generate nav on this mesh and nothing else. And they're not affected by anything else other than the nav bounds volumes that are linked to it. Kind of like in Maya, where you would link certain objects to certain effects, and they would only be affected by that. But that would be awesome if that was possible. If that were possible. For now, gotta work with what you've got. Okay, so what happened to it? Okay, now I have to turn this off. Things start to get confusing with these volumes and all this stuff in here. Where you at? There you are. There you are. Okay, so for this one, I'm pretty much going to put it back into the same spot and just lower it so that it covers those rocks beneath it. Bring back this. Oh, yeah, it's turned off, isn't it? All right, much better. That'll keep it clean in these areas. I'll still have to modify this a little more, especially this one. Probably do the same thing where I'm just going to divide it up into a few volumes so that it doesn't, or I could just cut this down even further. Lower this. Lower this. And then just level that out right there. Let's go to landscape mode. Start flattening that. But I mean, yeah, if we can't figure out a better way to do helicopter nav going into the future with other levels, I'm just gonna have to pivot with my level design. And not do this crazy elevation shit and just keep it in check. Keep it within a reasonable range with the helicopter nav mesh in mind. Because this was a pain. This was not fun, but it's what we have right now. It's the method that we have, and I've got to work with it. I got to make it work. There's no way around it. Let's save these changes real quick. Eyeball this some more. I think it's still going to be an issue, but see what happens. Just an itty bitty bit. So bring it down to like right there, and then maybe lower this one some more, and this one. That's more reasonable. And then of course fill these areas in with some more rocks to prevent any units from getting into those awkward positions. Or I'm pretty sure we'll have nav building, or yellow nav at least. I think maybe that'll be at a reasonable height there, because I also don't want units climbing on these. Although they are set to not allow that, it seems to happen sometimes either way. Let's look on this side. What have I got here? This needs to come down substantially. So let's say about right there should be good, maybe lower. To like about right there, I'd say. Which means, let's see, I could just level this out to that point. Right here, I could either lower these rocks or just delete them. But I want them to be beneath that. You know what, for now, let's delete them. Fuck it, it's easier. I can see what's going on underneath them and make whatever adjustments I need to make. And, it's all to accommodate the helicopter mesh. This is what needed to be done. See, like this one, yeah, I can get rid of. I don't like that rock either way, and there's still plenty of rock formations down there to cover that area up. And this one, let's lower this one. This one can be scaled down. But if this is what I need to do to make this stuff work, this is what's gonna get done. It's just the kind of pivoting that I expected. I mean, it's not like major edits either. It's not like it's a huge deal. And it's unnecessary to have it go that high, so it's like destroy it. All right. That should be good. Let's bring back the helicopter nav floor. And already, yeah, I can see it's going to work much better in those areas. The helicopters are going to be able to hover really well around that. This is problematic right here. Two things I can do here is either pull this up or throw some smaller trees in there. Did I adjust this area? No. Okay. What would happen if I did adjust that though? Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a good thing I saved because I think it's about to crash. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, no, actually what happened there is I had the wrong object selected. Ah. Let's grab that, make sure the rotations are zeroed out, and maybe pull it out some more. Still a problem. Let's bring it out this far. I hope that's not too steep. That the nav doesn't draw. It's still being a bitch. Alright. Okay, right there. Looks like it looks fine. Okay, I'll accept that. Okay. So, after those adjustments, or latest adjustments, it's time to rebuild nav again. Wait about 30 to 45 minutes, which I am not going to put you through. I did say it was going to be a short stream. Mainly because most of the day has been this process. Is building nav, looking at where the navigation is not generating, where it would cause problems, and making the necessary adjustments, and then rebuilding nav again, waiting. Once it's done, look at it again, find problem spots, adjust, and it's just the same thing over and over all day. And I've been trying to get to a point where I could just test through the whole stream and fly helicopters around and see how it goes, but there were still obviously problem areas that I needed to adjust. And yeah, now it's generate again, wait for about 45 minutes and see how it all comes out. But yeah, pretty time consuming stuff. But if it makes the helicopters work better in this level than they did before, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I'll be happy. So anyhow, let's see. We're already pretty much almost an hour in, so I mean, like I said, it was gonna be a short stream. The work will continue just for a little bit more today. I'm gonna let this new I'm gonna let the nav rebuild again for these last adjustments and see how it turns out. And then hopefully it's a lot better than it was in that last build. But It's been a long day, and I've been able to take a break while it's building, so it's not so bad. It's just time consuming. So that's the overhaul for Calypso for the helicopter navigation. Almost perfect. And hopefully, once we roll it out, everything's working a lot better and people can enjoy this map the way they were meant to enjoy it. So that's going to be it for today's stream. Really appreciate the people who pop in and just watch, even though they're lurking. That's all good. If you're curious about the game, it is Cepheus Protocol, a sandbox zombie survival RTS, and it's co-op. So if you're interested in the game, you can pick it up on Steam. The summer sale is going on, so it's 20% off. Pick it up, take it for a spin, man. Join our public Discord of the same name, Cepheus Protocol. You can link up with other players in the community, get some co-op games going. You know, we're constantly working on this game, running playtests with the community and getting feedback and doing the work we need to do to make this game fully enjoyable. Okay, we've been working on this since, like, wow, what is it, like 2018, I think, released in 2020, and we've been just hacking away ever since. And you know, we've gotten a pretty good following. People are enjoying the game. Some people are just losing their shit, and you know, we've just focused on the work. Let's make a great game and let's keep on pushing no matter what anybody says, and that is the goal. So thanks for watching. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday. I try to be on by 4 o'clock, but work takes precedent before streaming. So pardon me if I'm late. You can always catch the VODs on YouTube and Twitch after the fact. That's going to be it. Right now, I need to rebuild the nav. And actually, that's me. I got to delete the old nav. And yeah, at the right level, recast, delete, and then rebuild. Okay. So anyways, that's it. Have a good night. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday.